So this is a kind of warrior, Mad Max kind of Viking vibe style makeup, using simple makeup really and with a few paint effects, and then dressed up with a few accessories such as the skull head and hair extensions. So to begin with, clean fresh skin, went in with the brows, a gel first, and then in with the P. Louise eyeshadow base primer. I like to disperse that all over the eyelid, get it nice and thick and concentrated and really good full coverage of the eye. And that provides a brilliant base. I really rate this eye primer. If you haven't tried it, you must try it. And then going around the edges, making sure it's blended, and then pressing it in with a sponge as well. Using the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and then going in with the Sienna shade. Using a fluffy brush, I work in on the outer corner and the inner corner. This is aiming for a kind of halo eye effect. I wasn't trying to be too neat with this, just because of the look. I didn't want it to be too refined and perfect. But to begin with, you're kind of pressing the product in and gently blending it out. And then going into the burnt orange shade to blend that colour out. Tapping it in with the orange soda as well. Just gently disperse that colour out. With this base, I find it best if you kind of pat and then blend, kind of pressing it into the fact that it's a sticky base. So then darken it up now with the browns and a smaller, more tapered, thinner brush. I think this one's a MAC brush. So I'm creating more definition. I'm not going exactly over the colours that I've just done, but I am going into similar areas to try and get that hue of colour where it goes from lighter to darker. Using a fluffy brush with the previous colour on to just blend those edges. This can look quite messy until the end. And then going in with the black, doing the same thing, just going in smaller areas rather than as widespread as it originally was. Taking the orange soda and the nude to blend even further up higher near the brow bone. Using a flat brush, going in to the Sienna, the first shade. Bringing the detail under the eye now. Using the thin flat brush obviously can get details to the eye like the lash line way better than a big fluffy one. Love this brush. I think this is a morph brush. So just kind of imitating what I did on top really, just bringing it under the eye. With the darker colour being on the outer edges, going into the lighter shades. And then blending out with a brush. I think this is a thin, tapered, fluffy brush. Using a P. Louise base, it's the metallic one. Going into the centre of the eyelid now. Patting it on with a flat brush to begin with. Taking that sienna to then go around the edges, just to help blend it out. Now going into the kind of coppery dark antique gold of the palette and then patting that in. And then bringing the colours under the eye. Now going in to add even more sparkle using the Be Perfect gel liquid liner kind of product. Going in more of a thin line this time, creating the highest peak of the eye. Using Blank Canvas by P. Louise, using it in the waterline, just in the areas where you've kind of done this spot halo centre. And then going in with black around it. That's a NYX eyeliner. It's okay, it's nothing to shout home about, but it did the job. I also ran that along my lash line, and then now going over with the black, trying to not go over the brighter in a middle area. Going in with lashings of mascara. This one's just a Marc Jacobs one. It was a tester that I got with some of the other products. Now cleaning away using a face wipe. Using MAC's Shape and Shade Thin Eyebrow Pencil. I'm just imitating fake hairlines on my brows. Didn't want to do a big defined brow really. Just tried to put some hair back into where I would lack hair. I love this product for this. It's really long lasting and really does a really thin line. Going over now with the Benefit mascara, eyebrow mascara. I think this is shade 3.5. It's like a warm brown. And then going in with some Eldora lashes. I forgot which ones these are. I think they might be H167. They're beautiful. I love them. I love a big lash. The glue I was using was just a Kiss one. I don't massively rate it, but I just use it when I don't mind that I don't mind when the lashes need to last long. So just for looks at home and stuff, I use it. So going in with the Bobbi Brown face base, good primer before any foundation. I feel like this hydrates the skin really well without being too hydrating. And then going in with a Derma Blend foundation. I think this is shade 30. I'm using a pink stipple crown brush. Just blending it in circular motions all over my skin. This foundation is really good for long wearing and oil free. Stays quite matte, but a bit satin, but more matte. So going in with Shape Tape for concealer. Obviously it's a classic, everyone loves Shape Tape, and if you've not tried it you need to. So I've gone in with more of a skin colour, and then I'm going with a lighter one just for more of a brightening. I like to blend it out with a sponge. And then a brush to get near the eyeshadow. With this look, it can be a bit messy around the eyes. It was never really meant to be like a perfectly neat eye. So using the Huda Beauty in Cupcake, I like to use that under my eyes. And then I do put it in the T-zone kind of areas too. And that's a really lovely powder. It's smoothing and it lasts a long time. I wouldn't necessarily do my whole face with it though. So just going in with some of the fluffy brushes, dragging some of the shadow down, just blending it out. Putting this silver glitter back in. It's a good product to layer up. So using the NYX contour powder. I think it's from the contour palette, so I'm not sure which one this is. I think it's one of the medium shades. I'm using a thin brush, I believe that's Revolution, and kind of contouring my face, nothing too dramatic. My nose tip's quite thick, whereas the rest of my nose is thin, so that's why I concentrate my contour nose around that area. And then obviously cheekbones is under your cheekbones, and I have quite a large forehead, so that's why I do like to put some on my forehead, and I like it on my chin too. Using the powder can go along any contour lines, it helps kind of snatch it. So using a Morphe face spray. This is so highlighter grips to it better. I do like a glow, so I do go carried away on my forehead and nose and things, especially for creative looks. And then going in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer in the darker one, the caramel one, and just bronzing. Where the sun will hit is where you put your bronzer. Going in with a MAC lip liner. I couldn't see the name there, so I believe it is Spice. I love Spice. Spice, Stripped Down or Korg, they're really 3 good classic nudes to use. I like to go around the edge and then blend it in before going with a lipstick. I used a nude lipstick there, it was Jeffree Star, and I'm Nude, and then topped off with a Too Faced glitter lips gloss. So then going into some hair now, I just got some hair extensions, loosely curled them, loosely gripped them in. This was only looked to just walk around the house with for a few hours, just for a bit of fun during COVID time. So I wasn't doing this properly at all. If I was doing this properly, I would have sectioned better, I would have backcombed at the root, and I would have done some hair grips in it as well. I'm adding some hair extension dreads, fake dreads, by a beautiful girl called Poppy I used to go college with. I think she's called Naughty Dreads or something like that. I'll put her link in the description. But I love her dreads, and she bespoke them for me to match my hair colour. So I was doing it quite messily. I didn't again want the hair and a neat. It's kind of a look that's meant to be back in the day kind of style, or apocalypto, end of world. You know, it's not going to be this time that you'd have neat hair and neat makeup really. If anything, I'd probably still do my makeup too neat for the time. Just grabbing a few sections and start to put some messy kind of plaits in there for some texture. I do love this kind of hairstyle, to be fair. I should do it more often. Have it day to day. My hair extensions were coloured for me by a girl called Luscious Locks, Erin, I think. Erin's Luscious Locks, or Luscious Locks by Erin. Both ladies are Leicestershire based and really good at what they do. So then I just used the prop. I brought this from a girl called Hazel. She's another special effects artist. When I seen her use it for a look, I was like, I need to have one of those in my life. So she sent to me plain latex, and I actually painted it myself. I just hair gripped it down, and then adding some more texture into the hair. Pulling at the plaits is always a good way to get good texture through them. And the fact that the extensions were not cleanly, like freshly cleaned, it meant that they had some good grip to them. It holds some of the texture. So sorry, this bit's quite boring now. I think my daughter was there talking to me. So that's it at this stage before any paint. So using a red lipstick, and that's from the MAC's, obviously a quad palette. Taking it on a synthetic brush and just placing it where I want it and then blending it out. Didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of freestyling, just seeing how I felt with things and how things would work, and just having a play. So then using a mist airbrush body paint, it's already liquid, it's already ready to go. I did not need to water it down or anything like you do pancakes. So going in with the line work and then blending it out slightly. Again, was trying to be a bit rough, didn't want to be too neat for the design, didn't have to be. So the The symbol on my forehead is actually a Norse symbol. And that's also a Norse symbol. Don't know why, I just felt like I wanted to add a bit more red there. And so I'm going over also with a red powder here to set the lipstick. Help blend it out a bit more and add some depth and definition. Also blending out other areas too. Just so it looks that little bit more rough and smoky and textured, rather than too neat. And then that's it. Shame I didn't have a party to go to. I think this day actually we did a barbecue, so I sat outside eating burgers like this. Hope you enjoyed it.